a whole lot of everything. So I just have been witnessing and realizing one thing I've been doing is listening to David R. Hawkins. So that's the kind of humanness that I have going on. And then there's this other experience I'm having that's utterly unhuman, although it can only occur in a human body. So it's a super intriguing kind of an experience, right? And one thing that I am called to do is to speak about it. You know, I felt that all the way through my body, specifically in my throat chakra, as I was saying that, where all of my chakras are basically lined up and open and flowing. And so, where do I want to operate from is a conscious choice that I can make. And once I determine that, then some sort of physical creation occurs. And I normally work with two, so now that was the mostly, obviously when I say they're all open, that means they're all open. So what I'm doing when I'm acting is that obviously I'm calling upon one or the other for that purpose of creation. And so the creation process that is being experienced now, that can be described in words, is the awareness of the all-encompassing reality of consciousness, the nature of freedom, and the ability to realize this, that there is something that happens that can be termed realization. I just told someone, and I knew I needed to share that with the world, that there's three things. There's truth. Well, let's call it 3.2 things that actually are and that exist. So one is truth. Truth actually are. It actually exists. There is reality. So the truth is that reality is. And then there's the truth is that reality is that then is created by. And so that's God, or what we can call God, whatever we want to do with that. So all of these people who have spoken about God, these are interpretations of this thing that we call God. So an interpretation of this thing that we call God does not God create, nor can any entity be that responsible, you see? So the development of I am God, the development or the questioning or the fantabulous nature. Florida just passed the best law, no shootings for you sinners. Interesting. Okay, so the reality, okay, I'm talking about, and thank you everybody for joining. I am trying to, I'm delineating something, and I started somewhere, and so those of you who've come recently, I guess I can add this to you, to what I'm saying, to just to give you a deeper perspective about what I'm saying. What I'm starting with is that there is that which is. There's me. There's I. I say I am. Look at me. I'm alive. There. So that is the beginning, right? But that's a truth. What I'm saying is true. I am. Okay. So that's true, right? So then, where is it true? When is it true? That's not that important. We don't need to talk about that. That's not that important. That's another discussion. Just there is a something here as a thing that I am. Here I am, right? Okay, so that's true. So there's truth. I perceive, I be. This is true. That's one. The second one is I be somewhere, so I am here in this thing we call reality. There's that surface level existence, that surface level of the I am, right? And so that surface level of the I am is what we can call reality, okay? And then there is that which created. So there's God. So that's all of us, right? So everything. God created all of us, and we exist in this thing we call reality. You can Einstein that, you can Plato that, you can Wayne Dyer that, you can Neville Goddard that, you can Abraham Hicks that, you can Seth Material that. It's everywhere. It's in all of those things, right? It's there. It's in the Bible. It's in the Quran. If you just want to break it and say the Torah, or if you want to say the New Testament and the Old Testament, it doesn't matter how you look at the Bible. It's in the Tao, it's in the Dhammapada, it's in Buddhism, it's in every religion that exists, and all philosophy, really. There has to be an I. There is a thing that starts, right? So, in everybody's philosophical way of looking at things, there is a thing that exists. So now, taking it a step further, it is believed that that thing that exists is separate from other things that we say exist. And so we perceive ourselves as individual. And so then we get into trouble. We get into arguments. We get into intense discussions that lead us toward guilt. So you begin to feel guilty for what you believe that you are. And then what does that create? That creates a story, right? That creates a need for not only, and now the story has to be told. So who are you going to tell the story to? Well, sometimes you tell it to your best friend, sometimes you tell it to your wife or your husband, sometimes you tell it to your therapist, or you tell it to your class, but you're always telling this story. I am now telling my story to who? To you. I'm telling my story to YouTube. I'm using We Are Valuable Media to tell my story. So my throat chakra, as I was saying earlier, is open. I have other chakras that are open. I'm operating, using, expressing, defining, creating, illuminating, functioning, being aware in, stepping into the space of this that is your reality now, because you have the opportunity to put some kind of focus upon me. And this is wonderful for us to be able to experience it as we come from the inner mind and we experience here now. We recognize and we realize that experiencing and observing and another way of like creating or causing, that's all really pretty much the same occurrence, the same experience. But then, if that is all the same as it is, how is it that we think that we're observing things? Well, again, that comes from past, from what we call the past, we created it, and for what we call memory. And there's a way that I am thinking about the past, but I'm not telling you that I'm going to go get these words off the page that I read. I'm not telling you I'm going to go and get these, I'm going to go back here into the past and get this stuff. Like even just English in general, as my parents and everybody who taught me English, I can't go back in there and get English or get that moment of learning. And so the past, what is the past? I can only speak with the words that I'm speaking with in this present moment, which could change. My ability to speak could change. I could have a lisp, or I could stutter, or there's many different ways that I could be expressing with an accent or something of that nature. Although it would never matter, because it would all be occurring in the present. It would never matter as where it came from, so to speak. What past is existent because of it. It's that is again a perception of my memory. I could sit and tell you a story about. That doesn't mean that it's real. It just means that I'm doing something for you in this moment, and you're working with me as we do it together because you're listening. So the pattern of thought that leads to security is dominant efficiency. So it doesn't matter which direction it goes. Many people are out of, for the this last 100 days, we've been out of sorts. Period. You know, it was a little bit of balance when you could say You knew kind of what was going on within the political field within the United States. We kind of knew what was going on, but then when we had that shift in July, it turned into, wait a minute, there's a shift, there's what's going on. We started to question, try to figure it out, and then it felt like there was some settling, but that was false, and it was always false. And those of us who were awake enough to be balanced with reality, then that we were at a state of what you can call knowing. We were aware. We knew that that was occurring, that there was a situation that was. It wasn't something that we were waiting for. It was that we knew that there was this. And so knowing that there is this is, again, the reality. What I just said is the truth. And there is something where it comes from. How does that energy, where is that coming from? It's coming from what we can call God or creator. So I think, I know, actually, I need to go to work. So I'm going to turn this off for now. And I'm going to ask that you please comment. If you have not liked and subscribed to We Are Valuable Media, I am calling you forward to like and subscribe. I am requesting it. I am telling you I love you, and the nature of all reality is present in every moment, and there is a cure for every ailment. And I will come back and share my divine purpose further with you at another time. Please subscribe and comment. Let me know how you feel about this. Let me know if you can feel this energy of the last 10 or 15 seconds as I'm sending love and patient energy to you right now. Let me know if you can feel that. And yeah, give me any comment you like. I just want to talk to you, and I'll curate it, and we'll see what happens next time. Thank you. Namaste. Amen. And I hope you live in nirvana every day of your life.